Hey everyone, it's Amy at Dragon's Apothecary. Welcome to October 1. Not only is it the start of a new month, but we've got a full moon tonight. And so I'm going to do our oils and oracle reading for a full moon. So that means I've already pulled 5 cards that we're going to talk about. And we're going to see what these are saying to us and figure out what essential oils can best support us during this full moon. Okay, so welcome. If you've not heard this before, I do this every Friday. We pull cards and we pull them for every full moon. And all of my oracle cards are associated with essential oils, so that not only do you get some great insight from the oracle cards, but you also get some essential oils to help you support as well. So feel free to pop over to my website, dragonsmitapothecary.com. You can book sessions with me for oils and oracles. You can also check out the blog, and I've got some really great courses and other information out there for you as well. So we're going to do oils and oracles. Sorry, I got just crazy hair today. Must be a full moon, right? All right, so our first card, and again for full moons I pull 5. Our first card is what we should focus on. And the card that came up is the card of Melissa. Love Melissa. So this is the card of shift and equilibrium. So that's what we're being asked to focus on for this full moon. Now, when you think of that, you can see that pretty negative, right? I mean, shift and equilibrium kind of means that something's out of balance, that we need to bring back into balance, perspective perhaps. But it also could mean changes, and nobody likes changes. Nobody likes changes. So this card is actually inviting us to be optimistic about creating that balance and striking that right tone or perspective that's really going to bring enlightenment to the changes we're experiencing. Okay, so a little different twist on just, hey, get in balance and align, right? So Melissa reminds us to be moderate, find balance in anything we do, and when we stay in equilibrium, nothing ever goes really wrong or really right. It's kind of that happy medium place, and that feels really good, right? Not too exciting, not too boring. and stability is very important. In fact, if you've not ever done it, on my website, in the blog, search for the Melissa Challenge. And the Melissa oil is so good at helping us create that calmness that creates centeredness, which in equilibrium in this case. But this blog post I wrote talks about how to do the Melissa Challenge and actually get the benefits of what this card is telling us to focus on. So Melissa helps bring us hope, light to dark situations, and feeling the spiritual connection in finding hope in difficulties. So not being in a state of despair or feeling like hopelessness is the only way it can be. Kind of getting off that emotional roller coaster and making sense of things that are right for us. So on the card you see this little dwarf kind of guy, and there's a little fairy on top of his head. So he's kind of grumpy looking, right? he's got some grump going on, and she is there kind of bringing that optimistic, hey, it's not so bad, half cup full kind of thinking, right? And she's not scared because she knows he's not going to hurt her. She's there to help him, and she knows there's going to be rough times ahead. She knows that it's always not going to be roses and rainbows, but she's helping to kind of teach him, how to float, how to get through it and not lose your balance. So this card is telling us, again, optimistic viewpoints. Light is coming to the darkened situations and struggles we're having. Not to be overwhelmed by overthinking the same situation over and over again. And whatever we are feeling is part of the energy that is bringing about this shift in our thinking. So soon we will find that stability if we kind of stick with that, how to find that balance. So take some Melissa. I love to put it on my thumb, and I put it on the roof of my mouth for about 3 seconds. incredible. Okay, and again, I only use doTERRA. Will not recommend any thing that I don't personally use, but I only use doTERRA oils because they got a really good high quality about them, and Melissa's an expensive oil, so you want to make sure you're getting the good stuff, right? So the doTERRA Melissa is ingestible, so I put a drop on my thumb, roof of my mouth for about 3 seconds, get that Melissa into your body, start feeling the fairy in the card come help you see light in dark situations and see that optimistic side of things, that you don't have to sit there and overthink. So, affirmation from Melissa. There's balance in all areas of my life, and I am creating harmony. Isn't that great to focus on? Focus on creating harmony in your life. I love that. Okay, card number 2 is what, full moons always ask us to release something, usually something not serving us anymore, that's just weighing us down. So full moons are a great opportunity to assess what that is in our own life. Now, this full moon card came up as geranium, what to release. Now it's interesting because this one is, geranium is the oil of acceptance and nurturing. Now, I don't know too many people that have too much of that. Okay, so I was a little confused when I first drew this card for releasing, because who wants to release not having that feeling, right? We love to be nurtured and comforted. So when I actually sat with this a minute though, it is actually asking us to release those hard edges about ourselves so that we can become more nurturing and we can become more accepting of things that are different or things that we're not comfortable with, or figuring out how to make peace with a situation that's been bugging us, right? So this is kind of the gentle heart card, and to focus on finding those forgiveness, compassion, empathy, those feelings of towards others, okay? And hopefully we get it back in return. But it is geranium. Gosh, what a great oil. So geranium oil is actually used a lot for PMS, mood swings, postnatal depression, brings comfort when we feel neglected. It's that real warm embrace kind of oil, right? That gives that consoling type feeling. And it helps us kind of let go of those feelings of jealousy or, limitations that we can sometimes have on ourselves. So what this card is telling us, specifically for a full moon release, is that it's time to make peace with what we're struggling with in our heart, okay? And remembering that we can learn from these experiences, we can emerge from them more strongly, we can find, a better way to emerge and deal with the situation than being jealous or bitter, and forgiving, and understanding what forgiveness isn't forgiving the person per se, but releasing us from the burden of carrying that around. So release self-limiting beliefs, give yourself some self-care, see where your rough edges are and see if it's time to maybe smooth some of those out, but let acceptance and nurturing flow from you. Okay, so that's what this is inviting us to do. So it's kind of an interesting release card. Okay, affirmation for this one. Geranium, here's what I like to do. No joke, I love to put a drop of it in my moisturizer and I apply it at nighttime. And it is so great for skincare, but it's also great for perfume. It's great for, again, mood swings, cramping, PMS symptoms, postpartum needs. And the way to use it in those respects is to put a drop. I like to put it in lotion, apply it to my back, stomach, wherever I'm kind of hurting or feeling that kind of blue, heavy feeling. Okay. All right. So the affirmation for that is, I am worth it. And you are. You're worth it. Okay. All right. A couple more cards. Our next card in the full moon deck is to draw energy from. So full moons, again, they like us to release something, but they also want to give us strength, because sometimes it's not easy to release and sometimes it's not easy to move forward. And, you know, just they want to make sure we got the tools we need to be successful, right? So the card that comes for this month and to draw energy from is Cardamon. And this is the card of fairness and equality. And this card, as you guys know, cardamom is it's a plant that grows very close to the ground. It's great for digestion, anger, depression, blood pressure. There's a lot of uses for cardamom. By the way, it makes fantastic cookies. Oh boy. But it's great emotionally when we're having a hard time digesting feelings of frustration, or we're just over the top frustrated and just over it, right? And that happens, right? When we get tired from it and our energy is drained and we're just pent up frustrated, okay? Cardamom helps soothe that out and let go of some of that frustration so that we can really get down to what we're needing, okay? And letting go of the distrust, because sometimes when you're frustrated, and it is usually because we've had expectations of someone and they've let us down, okay? Been some betrayal, maybe we've lost our objectivity about something. You know, there's lots of ways that can happen. Now, the red on her dress in this card actually symbolizes that anger, okay? But you see the other color is green, and it's, you know, on either side of that red, okay? So it's kind of offering that embrace around the anger so that we can deal with it in a constructive way, and we can release the frustration without taking it out on someone and take responsibilities for our own behavior, okay? And it's asking us to relax, sort through these emotions, relax, and we can figure this out, okay? And you should see this situation from a different perspective. Breathe deeply, have a little love and grace for yourself and others, okay? So cardamom, the affirmation for this is, I choose to see things differently. Okay. Now, if you want my cardamom cookie recipe, which I know you do because it's super delicious, and again, that doTERRA cardamom oil, well, so worth it. Message me. I will share the recipe with you. And you can thank me later. Actually, send me some cookies because they're delicious. Okay. The next card in our full moon reading is what is emerging for us. Okay. Now we've released so that we can receive more nurturing and acceptance in our purview. We're drawing energy from letting go of frustration and feeling like we can see things from a different perspective, or from a place of balance, right? So now, as a result of that, this is what the full moon card for emerging for us, this is where it's going to lead. And that is Arbor Vitae. Okay. And this is the card of completion and wholeness. Now, Arbor Vitae are really super tall trees. They're beautiful. They're very aromatic. They're sturdy. And, you know, they're the trees that are just towering in the woods, right? So Arbor Vitae guides the way for us because it can see over the top of the rest of the stuff that's growing in the forest. It's one of the tallest trees, right? So it is kind of like the arrow going, go that way, right? Or get up to the top of me and I'll show you what the world really looks like, right? So it's giving you that different perspective, that it's a different view at the top. And it represents the person who's ready to release all their struggles and is now willing to trust. Okay, that's a big one. And there is no need here on earth, you know, to be alone. We can build a community around us. We have people who love us. There's always something we can learn and grow from. Okay, now this helps us kind of not feel like we're going in circles, or that we've got to have that warrior, I can do it on my own mentality. So it deals a lot with those feelings of connection and not feeling constrained by, you know, oh, I can't do that, or that's not possible for me, or, you know, whatever the limiting thought is. But we're ready to take that next step in our life, and we feel free and confident and ready to do that. We've got the right support to make that happen. Now, this card is telling us that we need to stop resisting. Okay, and this whole reading's about letting go of frustration, quit overthinking stuff, get it, you know, feel more in a place of balance, and let go of the things we're saying we can't do. Okay, we have choices. There's work to do. Nothing ever comes to easy, right? Sometimes you got to work for it. But our attitude is really what influences how we feel about those situations and the things that are really worth working on. So, Arbor Vitae. I admit this one kind of, when I diffuse it, which is one of the ways I like to use this, it smells leather, like leather to me. It's obviously a very aromatic tree, so it's going to be very strong. You don't want to put more than 1-2 drops in the diffuser when you use this oil. It comes in a 5 ml bottle for that reason. But diffuse this, let it come to you and feel that connection from it. And the affirmation for this is, I release the control to the universe. I am at peace with myself. So stop fighting with yourself. Okay, it's all going to work out, and you've got the support you need to be successful in life. Okay, so if you thought that was cool, wait till you hear the card from the universe. So this last card, gosh, I love it. Okay, Ylang Ylang. Okay, and what this card is about is sensuality and intimacy. Now, think about it. We've talked a lot about distrust, frustration, expectations, feeling connection, you know, letting go of limiting beliefs. We've talked about a lot of heavy stuff in here for this reading. Now, when we are able to bring all those things in check, of course you're going to have greater intimacy. Now, I'm not just talking about sexual intimacy. I'm talking about intimacy in friendships, a deepening of connection with others, just a better understanding of ourselves is a level of intimacy. And that is super important when, you know, when you talk about things like self-care and self-love. That's what it is about, right? Is a deeper understanding of yourself and recognizing the needs that you have, and feeling not having guilt when you try to meet those needs, right? So Ylang Ylang is about pleasure, and it's playful, and it's fun, and it's, you know, we have let go of the past emotions that have been upsetting or dark or hurtful, and we feel in a good spot. Okay, we feel content, happy, peace. It's connected to our heart, and you know, we feel in balance with that, right? We are confident and comfortable in our own skin, and we have this freedom to you know, be who we are. We don't have to hide from that. So again, it's this idea of letting go of past hurts and what we've been holding so tightly in our heart. It's time to release that and allow our emotions to come out naturally. Love your natural self because you are beautiful just the way you are. Awaken your spirit and make peace with your body. So this is, you know, body image, body shaming, weight. There's a, you know, I did mention that the first of this, my crazy hair today, right? It's accepting who we are, where we are in life, and loving that about ourselves. Okay, because we're ready to let go of all that other stuff. So Ylang Ylang, actually, this is really, I hadn't thought about this, but it would be great to diffuse Arbor Vitae, again, 1-2 drops only, with Ylang Ylang. I bet you that would be pretty awesome. So your affirmation for this message from the universe is, I release the past and that has helped me remember who I truly am. So there you have it. That is our full moon reading for October 1. I hope it was intentional for you. I hope you got something out of it. Leave me some feedback about it. Would love to hear how these oils and oracles work for you guys. And again, you can always have a personal reading with me. Just book it over at dragonspitapothecary.com. So I will join you again Fridays in October for our regular Friday Oils and Oracle card sessions. Talk to you soon. Bye.